Guys, welcome to another episode of TFB TV. Today we are going to talk about custom Glocks and some of the interesting options out there in the high-end custom Glock world. To start off, we've got a kind of bare bones as you wish Glock 22 that's been converted to 9. In addition, we have a Salient Arms International that started out life as a Glock 19. Then we have an Agency Arms that started out life as a Glock 17. We're going to talk about these and kind of compare and contrast all three of them and see, budget-wise, all that sort of thing, what's better, what's worse, what I like about them, what I don't like about some of them. To start off with, my Glock 22, I originally bought it as a 40 caliber Glock 22 some years ago. However, I changed out the barrel to a Lone Wolf barrel in 9mm, and I've had a lot of issues with it, such as bad extraction, bad ejection, all sorts of stuff. And right now I've got it running to the point where it's somewhat working. However, I still have a little bit of work I need to do. I need to replace the ejector specifically. I am using a 9mm Lone Wolf conversion barrel. I have a Trigicon RMR mounted in a spot machined off by Suppressor International in Arizona. There's also a Lone Wolf trigger. And there's an extended magazine release on there which I really did not like at all. This is one of those things where I think companies try to make an accessory for something, but they actually are creating more problems than they solve. So I took the original extended magazine release off, put the factory one back on, and simply cut around the edges of it to cut in deeper. I got an extended slide lock, which does work very well. And there are suppressor length sights if I somehow ever buy a suppressor in the future, because I do have a threaded barrel, but this is mostly so I can use the rear sight and front sight through the Trigicon RMR. I like Streamlights because they seem to be built like tanks. That's just my personal opinion. I mean, on TFB we had one stop a bullet that we talked about earlier in Pennsylvania. A cop was going through a house and his Streamlight flashlight stopped a bullet from a 38 caliber revolver that a criminal was shooting at him. But now moving on to the Salient Arms. It started off life as a Glock 19. It has no finger stop. It is outfitted with a Surefire XC1, and it has less aggressive stifling than the Agency. It has a click-on RMR, but that's been having some issues according to the current owner of it. It has less aggressive slide serrations as well. In addition, it also has suppressor length sights, and it is sporting VTAC magazines. The Agency Arms, on the other hand, started off life as a Glock 17, and has a Surefire X300 Ultra mounted to the Picatinny rail. In addition, it does have the kickstops that the Salient Arms don't have at all. It has the similar length Trigicon sights, in addition to a very aggressive stifling job on the actual frame of the handgun itself. Both of these guns have custom recoil springs, and both of them have RMR slots. However, the Agency Arms does not have an RMR on it right now. Comparing the Salient and the Agency to the stock Glock that was customized, these are definitely very fine Glock handguns. I mean, well, they're very far from their original Glock form, but they've got a lot of craftsmanship on them. They've got a lot of work on them. A lot of time has been spent on them. And I think they represent a sort of movement within customized Glocks that we're just seeing the beginning of and will probably mature over the next maybe decade or so. I mean, if we take something like a 1911, it's been worked on and it's been customized and there's been specialized gunsmiths just for it over the past 100 years. And with Glock, some of that has happened, a decade or two previously, but right now a lot of it is coming to fruition with the Salient, with the Agency, and we're seeing that right here. I think it'll be a while, and it'll be an interesting ride for sure. My opinions on both of these guns, the Salient and the Agency, although personally, I don't think I would be owning one of these in the near future. I don't see a problem at all with other people getting into them, a market developing around them. I'm already seeing custom firearms manufacturers that are already trying to compete with Salient and with Agency in different ways, with different perspectives. And I think that's neat that there's a sort of market for this very high-end custom Glocks. Shooting both the Salient and the Agency, I think I prefer the 19 Salient over the 17 Agency, just because it's in that 19 form. And I mean, this has probably been said time and time again. A Glock 19 is, it accomplishes so many different roles. It accomplishes being a small, compact handgun. It also does everything a 17 does if you put a Glock 17 magazine in there as well. Getting back on target was very unreal. It was very fast. It was very quick. It was almost instantaneous. As soon as the shot went off, instantly I was back on target with the RMR, and with the fact of the pistol being so much lighter than before. And the trigger jobs on them make those follow-up shots better, in addition to making the trigger resets a lot better as well. The handgun also sticks in your hand a lot better because your hands are engaged to stifling a lot better than a stock Glock. There's a lot of cool things about it that I really like. Thanks for watching the video, guys. We really appreciate all the viewership. The channel wouldn't be anywhere without you guys. In the meantime, I really hope you take a look at Proxybid. They're a firearms auction site, and they really help keep us going, allowing us to produce more videos like the one you just saw. Until next time.